So you want to grow your own food, but you don't think you've got the space for a big veggie patch. Well, what if you could grow it in a bag or a box? Now, I remember growing mushrooms in a kit just like this as a kid, and then frying them up on toast to get that whole box-to-plate experience. And you can get lots of different kits, and they all work in a similar way, so just make sure you read the instructions on the box. But let's get this baby open. The mushrooms don't like direct sunlight, so it's great if you don't have a sunny patch outdoors because you can grow them inside. Now, let's see what we've got in here. Just fold down the edges of your box. You'll find we've got a little bit of casing mix here, so just pop that to the side. Okay, so see this block underneath? We want it to be kind of frosty white or grey looking. That's a sign that the mycelium, the mouldy looking fungus, is colonising. So if you get your box and it's still brown, then just pop it aside for a week or so, come back and take a look at it. You want it to look exactly like this. You're my supernova. Okay, so now what we need to do is lay that casing mix evenly out over the top. Once you've got that mix spread out, just give it a little bit of a spray with a spray bottle. You want the mix to be a little bit like a damp sponge. I found with mine, I was spraying it with water at least once a day. You'd probably need to do it more if you're in a warmer location. Okay, now to find the perfect place to grow them. So you want to find a place that's out of direct light and away from drafts. Now, I've seen people grow them in the laundry, in cupboards that are open from time to time, but I personally like to grow mine in the garage. But wherever it is, you don't want it to be too dark. A little bit of filtered light is ideal. You need to have a little bit of patience because it can take up to 21 days for these little mushrooms to appear. But once they do appear, they can double in size quickly, so keep an eye on them. And under the right conditions, you can be harvesting mushrooms for up to 3 months. So why not give it a go at home and have some fun? So from box to bag. So now I'm going to show you how to grow potatoes in a small space. Now, I love growing potatoes at home because, well, superior flavour with them being homegrown, but also you can grow unique varieties that you can't find in the shops or that just add that little bit something different to the garden and the plate. So things like the royal blue potato, which has that gorgeous sapphire coloured skin. It's really good for chunky chips. You might want to grow some of the good old Kipfler potatoes, which is that elongated potato that has that really pleasant nutty flavour. It's great boiled and tossed into your salads. All right, so this is a potato bag, and you can see that it's got some good drainage holes at the bottom. It's nice and compact, so you can put it on a sunny patio or balcony. Now, this fits about 40 litres, so you get quite a lot of potatoes out of a bag like this. Now is the time to plant our potatoes. You just want to wait until the risk of frost has passed in your area. Just make sure that you're not tempted to get potatoes that have sprouted from the bottom of the fridge. It's important that you use what's called a certified seed potato, so something like this. And they look just like this, so they look like a little potato. I've actually got this one started by putting it indoors in indirect light just to get some sprouts forming to get a head start on potato season. So I've got about 150 ml of compost in the bottom there. And I'm going to plant my seed potatoes about 50 millimetres deep. Now you can see that the eyes on the potato are where that growth comes from. So if you like, you can place them so that the strongest shoot is facing upwards. Now at this point, I'm going to roll down the edge of the bag just to allow maximum light and water in there. Now you want to keep that compost slightly moist, and then as the foliage emerges, you top it up with more compost. As the foliage grows even more, you top it up again until the compost level is about 2.5 centimetres from the top. And don't forget to feed them with a complete fertiliser that promotes vigorous, healthy potatoes. So eventually it will look like this with a nice clump of green foliage poking out the top. And one of those little seed potatoes will yield up to 8 to 10 other potatoes, so you can see it's quite a productive little unit. And you'll know that your potatoes are ready to harvest when the stems and the foliage start to yellow and die down. And the best thing about a bag like this It has an opening flap just at the bottom here, which makes harvesting super easy. Box done, bag done. Now we're going to grow some herbs, and you don't need a lot of space for this project either. So I'm going to create a herb tower. The key is to choose matching pots in descending sizes so that you can stack them all on top of each other and then plant them out. Now obviously this is going to be a nice uniform look. And when you're growing edible plants in pots, one of the best things that you can do is start with a good quality potting mix like this. Now this one contains all of the organic material that your plants and your soils need. Because it's been designed by horticulturalists, you get a bountiful crop that can be up to twice as big. It also contains a granular fertiliser which can feed your plants for up to 3 months. Okay, so our bottom pot here, we're going to fill it about 1/2 to 3/4 of the way with our potting mix. Then we can position the next sized pot on top. You see how we're starting to form a tower? We can put more potting mix in there and then get stuck into some planting.
On a day with nothing planned, I've been looking through this hourglass.
I find it works to plant each ring out as you go.
I feel the sunlight on my eyelids, feet are buried in the sand, buried in the sand. I feel the sunlight.
All right, now the fertiliser that's already in the potting mix will get your plants off to a great start. But if you really want the best out of your crop, then you want to use this stuff right here every 3 months. And as you can see, it's tailor-made for tomatoes, vegetables and herbs, so you're guaranteed to get a bumper crop. Now, when you're putting a tower like this together, you might want to consider the types of herbs that you really use in your cooking, and then make sure you position it in a sunny spot close to the house for easy picking. So there you have it, a few ideas on how you can still grow produce at home, even if you're short on space, be it in a bag, a box, or a tower like this.